Hi, it's Ronnie, and welcome to Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches, round 18. Yeah, and it's where we all use a sketch as inspiration to create a layout. And today it is the bonus day, and it was created by Shannon Kieth. And you will think I went super rogue, which I kind of sort of did. But I had a little bitty PDF printout. Well, maybe I should say small. And I looked at it and I thought those flowers was a picture. I just glanced because, I like to do it like the telephone game. And I thought those was three banner kind of sort of things coming out. I just looked at it and then pulled out pictures and started my layout. And yeah, I am using Rust and Revs. And I think about everything here is 2.0. And the picture that I showed you of my grandson when he was smaller with a firefighter there. And yeah, I'm going to use this, and I do have it. I am going to use the side that is printed more extravagantly. See at the bottom there, I thought, well, I could do for one of the lines going across there. See, there are three. Like I said, I just looked at it and I thought they're kind of funny looking. And there is clouds up there, but there is flowers. And I thought that was a photo. Seriously, did. I thought that was a photo. And Shannon had done like Scrapbook Kathy does sometimes and make it, like a painting or something or a sketch. And that it was a picture, like I took pictures of Mother Day flowers and stuff. And I've scrapped them. So anyway, I thought that's what it was. But I knew I was going to put more on my layout. But that bottom line there was the one. And then I did use one of the washi tapes. Oh my goodness, they're so much nicer than any other I have ever used. It's kind of like fabric. I mean, it feels really nice. And it's not slick and it's not see through. So, of course, sometimes you want the see through. And then I used the branding strip that came off of this piece of paper. And I thought, well, I got my three lines there, and I'm going to have my photo and then add to the layout because, I like to add. But yeah, so I'm definitely going rogue on this. But I've got the basics. I'm going to use the title Courageous for my uh, title. I'm gonna use the title. Yeah, I'm gonna use the word courageous for my title. And I had this water tank here. I thought I gotta use it on my firefighter one. But yeah, Jason went through a spell, of course, uh, loving firefighters and wanting to be one. And this is when he was so tiny, and I had planned and planned on scrapping it and haven't. But the fire trucks, some of them in town had white on them, and some of them have the diamond plate. And so I used one of my diamond plate uh, embossing folders and embossed some silver mirrored cardstock. And then I took two different colors of alcohol inks because, they look awesome on anything mirrored or anything glossy, and put that on there. And one was caramel and one was uh, something rustic. And so they both look really good on there and blended real well. And I do have a diamond plate that's smaller little things. And of course, I couldn't find it when I started the layout. Soon as I got done, there it was. I mean, it's like it popped up in front of me. So I got one of the uh, for stamps and dies, the envelope they make for them. I got one of them and put both of those embossing folders in there together. So if I wanted to use the smaller diamond plate, it'd be right there with the other. If I found one, I'd find the other, but I went ahead and left this one. Um, I'm going to use this tag up here. I am making a cluster. There is no cluster in the layout, but I thought there was clouds. And, usually they say photo on there. So I am thinking, looking at it now, those are photos and then flowers with the title on top of the flowers. My title's in the right spot. I mean, it is. And I've got the three things, and everything. Sorry, I'm a bit congested. And every time I start to laugh and get a bit tickled, I start coughing and I have to cut off the voiceover. Sometimes I have to rewind too and redo and delete. But anyway, let's see where I am at. Oh, that thing there, it kind of reminded me of water hoses. Why I wanted to use it. So I am putting it on there. It's a die cut I've had for years and I have used a few times, but it's not my favorite. But I look at it and think, a different one will go better. But today I thought that one reminded me of water hose. And I do not know what that thing is I'm putting on there now, but it is got foam tape behind it. And so it looks good and it's going there. Oh, and I am putting a few little pieces that are round. It has that big round gear in the back. And I kept wanting to say washer, but kind of reminds you of that too. But one of those lock ones. But I wanted to put a couple more round things on here to go with it. And then, of course, I wanted the water tower. And I started to put it right behind the truck. But I thought, man, I really would like it to go above the photo. And I don't like feet hanging in the air or tires just not driving on anything. I mean, it's like an OCD thing, I guess, because I really like to do something with them. So I am trying things here to cover up the feet on here. And I end up using the little stones instead of the wood, stack of wood, which is smaller. So one of the legs don't get covered. So I will add something to it in a few minutes to make myself a little bit happier. I thought I'd use this. Well, it's a wood grain. It's part of one of the 6x8 paper pads that was left over from a different layout. And so I am making a landing here for my legs. And I'm inking it a little bit and just tucking it right in with the greenery and the rocks. But watching the video while I was editing it, I'm still not happy with it. And so I'm thinking, okay, what else can I do? What is not making me happy about it? And so I will think about it a few minutes before I make a decision on it. And my truck's going to go there. And I'm going to put just a little bit over the photo. I thought about moving it over and just having the edge, but I like layering. So it is going a little bit over my photo. There really isn't nothing there but Jason's toes. And I thought it would work. But looking at in this twine here that I'm using, I did take the rusty hinge and gingerly put rusty hinge on it with the ink pad. However, gingerly or not, I had to scrub my hands afterwards because, yeah, it was everywhere. But anyway, looking at the water tower in the truck, I'm still looking at it and thinking I want something else. So I am going to end up using the rusty hinge and a paintbrush with a little bit of water on it and ink underneath it. And of course later, within minutes, 2 minutes or 3, I was thinking I should have used pumice stone instead. But, once it's there, it's there. So the last photo will have it. I didn't take them all over again. I just took that one, but I had to go in there a few minutes ago and do that before I started the voiceover. But other than that, that's my layout done. And don't you just love the bottom of this page? I mean, I just could not resist using this side. And having it. I don't even remember exactly what the other side did and didn't have, but uh, this side I just fell in love with it and had to use it. So again, I'm going to point out how wide it is underneath my water tower and little landing of land there. And there's my focused and fierce, and I thought that'd go great with a firefighter. And see how inky some of the pieces of that twine ended up being? Yeah, there's quite a bit on that one, that little piece. And see how it has some rust right behind the window there? I thought, man, why couldn't it have been kind of crossed there instead? That's why I ended up using the rust. And then my title, Courageous, Lead Boldly, Follow with Honor. And see, this twine has a little bit less. And yeah, some places I got a little carried away. And here's that die that I like and thought would look like hose hanging up on the wall. Yeah, that was the thought. And yeah, and here's the completed layout. And notice where I put under the water tower some inky color, made it a little bit darker. And I am a bit happier with it, although I do think I would have been even happier with pumice stone. But I want to thank Shannon for her layout, for my inspiration, because it did inspire me. And yeah, I think I've only got like 4 done this month. And then I did hers because when I started, the first couple of layouts I did were towards the beginning of the month. But then Lissa, bless her heart, did a PDF. And so rather than keep going back on Facebook and look, I printed it out and I thought, oh, I can use that one. Because by then, number 30 and 31 were on there. And they weren't on there when I looked before. But anyway, back to this. um, I want to thank you all so very, very much for watching. And I hope you take time to check out the blade list down there below because, by now there is going to be like a gazillion videos. But I want to thank Christy so much for doing this for all of us. Have a happy, scrappy week. Bye.